So here we are, Dover, Delaware, about a mile from Dover Air Force Base. We're talking to some real of our servicemen here, filling up with gas, driving away. We pulled up with gas, we ain't going nowhere. The filler nozzle is stuck in the tank. As Patrick said, if it was a dog, we'd just throw water on it. But this baby ain't going nowhere. It's stuck in there. There's a big heavy old spring on it, and she ain't coming out. So the folks from Shorestop, they called their maintenance guy, and
after they're done laughing at us.
After they're done laughing at us.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Dawn in his break, Geraldine, she's waking far away from the place she calls home. New day is dawning and Geraldine's longing for a place far away on the phone. She always intended to travel, but she never intended to stay. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, but Galway's a long way away. Geraldine's thinking of Galway again, you can tell by the look in her eye. Sometimes alone in the nighttime, Geraldine, she cries, but she can still see the moon over Clonard, all that sun going down in Kilbay. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, Galway's a long way away. The band is playing, Geraldine, she's swaying to the tune of a pair of brown eyes. Somebody calls for a small bit of order while the fiddler plays Danny Boy. She listens, the music transports her to far away over the sea. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, that's where she's longing to be. Geraldine's thinking of Galway again, you can tell by the look in her eye. Sometimes alone in the nighttime, Geraldine, she cries, but she can still see the moon over Clonard, or that sun going down in Kilbay. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, always a long way away. By the look in her eye. Sometimes alone in the nighttime, Geraldine, she cries. She can still see the moon over Clonard, or that sun going down in Kilbay. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, Galway's a long way away. Geraldine's thinking of Galway again, you can tell, look in her eye. Sometimes alone in the nighttime, Geraldine, she cries. She can still see the moon over Clonard, with the sun going down in Kilbay. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, Galway's a long way away. round her shoulder was the Galway shawl, and round her shoulder was the Galway.
The camera's on, man.
Well, you won't be using that.
Edit.
Well, that's the great thing about digital. It's orangeade. Yeah.
Stewart's orange and cream. Better than sex. And you can have it more often.
Good too.
And good too. Sorry, Patrick.
He's an impressionable young boy, you know.
Don't hang around with us.
Well, he ran with an Irish band in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of boys from Belfast.
Belfast.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting times.
I would think
The
so.
first night I was with him, my banjo was sexually molested.
That's actually a national sport.
I can believe it.
Right with hurling.
It really happened.
Pull me elastic.
It really happened.
Pull the other. Cut your other one.
Okay.
Settle down. Work with me, people. I can't work under these conditions.
We're here at the North. Wait a minute. What is this thing called?
We're
The Northeast
where's my
Regional
singer
Folk Alliance.
That's good. Now let's do that again.
NERFA.
We're here at the Northeast Regional Folk Alliance Conference in the Poconos at the Split Lock Sprit. Here's some of that juice. We're here at the NERFA conference in Pennsylvania, and we're with a band called the McCrell.
You know, the feeling, I started writing this in Phoenix and then finished it pretty much by the end of that trip. You know, we came back here and finished it. But the tune is called Desert Dance, and so it really starts, the feeling that I'm trying to get at the beginning of this tune is that early morning in the desert with the coyotes just going to bed. Of course, Amy does her thing with her hands. It sort of imitates the coyotes. Do it. Well, no, you can do it when we play. Okay, so this starts, just, you can imagine yourself in that scene.
Have to run into your guitar.
I'll turn this way.
Bravo. Very nice.
Well, we actually segued in the middle of that. We just went right into another tune called Mariposa.
I'll play you a little bit on the fiddle. Now, this is Cheat Mountain behind us. Cheat Mountain runs for a long ways. But on the other side of Cheat Mountain is a group of mountains called the U Mountains or the U Pine Mountains. And the U Pine Mountains are my favorite mountains in the world. I haven't seen but some of them, but I have seen them from the west coast of the United States to the eastern Mediterranean over in Crete and so on. And the U Pine Mountains are my favorites. I had some really tough times a few years ago, and in order to get well, I needed to be able to see the U Pine Mountains every day, and it's really helped me. So I'm going to try to play you a tune called U Pine Mountain.
Very nice.
Back to what I said, this is homemade music. It's built for the parlor and the front porch out under a shade tree. It's not performance music. You put it on stage and it loses the beauty. But it's for everybody. It's not for a select few. There's not supposed to be any stars in old-time music. I'm not supposed to be a star. I'm supposed to be a conduit. I'm supposed to pass it along to people. I'm supposed to give like the old people gave to me. Yes, I have to charge because of the situation that I'm in, but hopefully you get more than what you have expected. But the music is homemade music, and you set your mind to it, you can learn it. Don't let anybody take that away from you.
Well, Patrick, here we are. We're motoring through the scenic hills of West Virginia. We're about 20 miles into West Virginia. Folks might notice that dear old Dad has got an eye patch on. And you say, why is dear old Dad driving these winding country roads with only one good eye, when Patrick has two good eyes? Well, the thing is, dear old Dad has one good eye and a functioning brain. Patrick has 2 good eyes and a non-functioning brain. We just came down a 6 or 7 mile, 9-degree grade with so many switchbacks on it, I felt like I was in a bowl of Chinese noodles. And to say it was an interesting trip, Patrick's idea of staying on the road differs greatly from mine. And I tried to explain to the boy that everything being okay is a matter of perspective. And when your dear old dad is clutching onto the quarter window for all he's worth and trying to find the rosary beads in his back pocket, then my perspective is wrong, or we are not under control.
I think my driving is just fine. I'm an excellent driver. I'm being picked on.
But we're doing fine. We left Crisfield at 5:30 this morning.
We'll end with a happy one. And it's actually the title track to our CD. And I think it's a really positive song, and I'm not going to explain what it's about because I think this is one of those songs that you can listen to and everybody can get something different out of it, so I'm going to leave it up to whoever listens to it. It's called Sunlight and Goodbye.
Very nice fiddle playing, by the way.
Thanks. Would you like to try the fiddlesticks?
Sure, why not?
It's one of the things I like to do with the kids, is take a couple of sticks like this. You probably all heard your grandma say, "Oh, fiddlesticks."
That's the next question I had. My grandmother was off the boat from Ireland, And that was one of her phrases. Oh, fiddlesticks.
Right.
And she only.
That's what the fiddlesticks
Okay, so
are.
what is a fiddlestick?
Just a couple of sticks. You can use knitting needles or chopsticks or whatever you happen to have. And you tap them on the strings like this. And you keep a pretty good beat.
I've been accused of otherwise. So what do I do with it?
Tell you what, if you come around the other side, it'll probably be easier to play.
This wasn't planned, folks. He's got me. Where do I
just tap right here on the string? We'll just show you how easy this is.
And you're going to be
no
playing...
experience. This
I tried to play a
young
fiddle
man is
once,
going to try it,
and it was a god-awful sound. I'm a banjo player.
Yeah. I'm a Jaws harp player, so we're even. Here we go. Put on skillet, put on lid, mom's gonna make a little shortening bread. I made a little shortening, I made a little shortening bread. I know Gavin, Baltimore, little Liza Jane. Streetcar runs right past her door, little Liza Jane. I'm singing, oh Eliza, little Liza Jane. 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 One more time. It's a West African song, did you know that? It's called Funga Lafia. Funga Lafia, Ashe, Ashe. Funga Lafia, Ashe, Ashe. Oh, Eliza, little Liza Jane. Oh, Eliza, little Liza Jane.
We're here with the Bluegrass Countrymen and, of course, a lady. And I'd like the leader of the group to tell a little bit about who they are and what they're doing. And then, of course, we'll see them performing and playing. So go ahead.
Well, this is the Bluegrass Countrymen, and we've been playing a long time, and here and there, and we just met each other and just got together and formed a band, and this is it here. We've been playing a long time. We like to play, and we wished everybody could play.
Yes, and so, those that can't can enjoy listening.
Yeah, they can either enjoy listening, and if it gets to them, they can learn it.
Who are the Lovebirds here?
All right.
Lovebirds are Bill and Bobby Germain. Bill just started playing about 2 years ago. I've been playing all my life, and we met these good friends, and they let us play with them. Very appreciative.
I enjoyed your music.
Thank you.
Very much. Very much.
She's a very good singer.
Are you all local folks from around here?
Yeah, we're not too far away from you.
Mandolin?
Well, my name is Dennis Herber. I've been playing the mandolin for about 3-4 years now. I played guitar most of my life, but I bought a mandolin for my wife. She wanted to learn to play the mandolin, and she didn't like to practice. She only practiced for a month or so. And I picked it up, and I thought, this thing sounds pretty nice. I think I'll try to learn this.
Got yourself a nice mandolin?
So I got myself a nice mandolin now.
Yeah. You guitar picker?
I'm Al Billig. I live in Burchensville. It's a little country town. I made Hank about 15, 18 years ago, I'd say. We've been picking together. It's a wonderful time.
It is a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is.
So you got your Branson hat.
I got my Branson hat. We're going to Branson again in October.
Is it still big down there?
Oh, yeah. We're going for 11 days and 10 nights.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah. And then we're going to hit the Renfrew Valley, too.
Okay. Who's your other guitar player?
My name is Dick Saylor. I've known Hank quite a while now. I enjoy playing with these guys, and we play around different nursing homes and different places around here, and I enjoy every minute of it.
And the fiddler?
Well, I've been playing a long time, not the fiddle, but I started about 45 years ago on the guitar. Then I went on the mandolin, then I went on the fiddle.
Finally found something you can play.
He's the youngest one, right?
Yeah, the smart. By the way, he plays left-handed.
Look out for the gray-headed old grizzly bears, boy.
I got a couple gray ones there.
He plays left-handed. You don't see that too often.
No. Anyway, we all have a lot of fun, and I wish everybody could do it.
Are you regulars at Lions?
What do you want us to do?
I would appreciate appreciate you doing Die for Dixie, but you can do whatever you want. It's your thing.
Are you going to ask us questions? You want to just leave us hanging or we got to go walk?
Here we go.
Cannon roared like thunder in the early morning still. We just kept on marching toward the killing field. Now some were tired and weary, others bound with fear. I was cold and heartless, for I felt the end was near. As we were drawing closer, I heard the soldiers say, Lord, please forgive me for the times I did not pray. For I am now a soldier, living by my gun, proud to be an American, no I'm not gonna run. And I'll die for Dixie when my time comes to go. And I'll die for Dixie, then the Lord can have my soul. Please write down my letter, sir, I feel I'm going to leave. I wrote down the letter and I took him by the hand. I said, I'll see you, soldier, over in that promised land. Tell my mom I died for Dixie. Tell my home I had to go. Tell my girl I died for Dixie. And now the Lord, He has my soul. Well, the war now is over, I'm marching on home. Flashbacks in my memory leave me cold and all alone. Well, I cannot help but wonder why I could not go with all the other soldiers over in that great big beyond. And I'll die for Dixie when my time comes to go. And I'll die for Dixie, then the Lord can have my soul.
It's a happy little song, and I wrote this for my now missus. When I wrote it, she was my near missus. Excuse me. I got a girl, feels so fine. Gonna love her all the time. It's all good. It's all good. All good, yeah. Got blonde hair, big blue eyes. She don't mess with no other guys. It's all good. It's all good. All good. Said ready now, here I come. Want some love? I'm going to give you some. It's all good. It's all good. All good, yeah. Hear me talking, I don't mean baby. Don't you know she's going to be my baby? It's all good. It's all good. All good, yeah.
That's what most people do that, and I just got started playing. Usually when I play something, it'd be a little more of a finger style. I'll demonstrate you a little bit of a tune.
Very nice. All right. Beautiful instrument, beautiful playing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Could you do me a favor?
Okay.
Look right at the young people who are going to be viewing this. And if you had a bunch of them here with you, you've had a long career and a long way to go. You've built hundreds of beautiful instruments, performed all over the world. Say something to young people who may be just starting on a guitar or a mandolin or a fiddle. What's it take?
Well, that's a little bit of a hard question. I think the main thing you've got to have is the desire to really want to do that. You know, you've got to have. I know in my case, I wanted to be a guitar player so bad that I couldn't stand it, and at the time it's really hard and frustrating sometimes to try to pick out a tune that you don't know or get a lick that you don't know. And you have to, nowadays it's a little easier because there's lots of really good videos out there to teach you how to do things, and there's books, and there's what they call a tablature that goes by a little number system that shows you exactly where every note is. And not always, like in my case, I was exposed to great musicians who live in my community. You could go see and you could learn from, and do that any chance you get. It's helpful to have other people that you play with. And I know in my case, I had cousins and people that I would almost felt like friendly competition with. You know, like if you've got your neighbor there who can do a lick, you know, you've got to be able to learn that lick yourself to keep up with it. And I think that's a good learning process to do that, and just to you got to have patience to be able to practice, and hopefully if you get a little bit better, it makes it easier, you know, and that's where it helps to have somebody to help you a little bit. If you know anybody that, and you can learn something from anybody almost, anybody that knows any lick that you don't know, you can learn from them, and just you know, be persistent. And don't give up. And when you start learning to play the guitar, when you get an F chord and it hurts your finger, keep trying, because you keep working at it while that finger will get tough, and that F chord won't hurt too bad. And it just takes persistence like that. It's not, if it was real easy to do, everybody would be a great guitar player. And it's something that does take a lot of work, and some people more than others. And so that's be the advice I'd say. You know, seek out other people that play and watch them. And most musicians that I know are plenty nice, and they're glad to show you things and talk to you about playing music. And just be persistent and work hard, and you gotta really want to do that. You know, and I think that's the main thing.
That, ladies and gentlemen, that is a really big rock. Here's the situation. We have absolutely no clue of where we are, which is
maybe. I very seldom ask one of our guests for a specific song. But the one that I most remember from your show was Grandfather's Clock. Do you still do it?
Yeah, well, I never actually had a worked up arrangement of Grandfather's Clock, but I used to always use it as an exercise to teach people how to arrange for themselves.
That's what I used it for.
Yeah.
On the banjo.
Yeah, and the idea is that if you listen to Grandfather's Clock, if you were to analyze that, that's an unsyncopated version. That means that all the notes are on the beat. There's no notes that are off the beat. And if you analyze it, what you would find is that in most of the measures, I think there's 8 measures for that little part of it, 6 of them have the exact same pattern. There are 3 melody notes, and the notes are on the 1st, 3rd, and 4th beat. So when you're finger picking, you have your alternating bass. That's one measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you had this melody, it would go 1, 2, 3, 4. So the notes are on the 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I would teach students to do is to take that simple melody and then start moving the notes off the beat. So if we take this, I'm going to take that B note. It would be a B if I didn't have the capo on. And I'm going to try moving it off the beat. I could move it, if it was written music, I'd say to the left. In other words, play it a little sooner, in which case it would sound like this. So now I'm going 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay? So the original way was, the new way is, there's a little swing to it. Okay? And I could say, well, do I like that or do I not like that? Then I could go back and do the same thing, only move it the other way, play the note a little later, in which case it would go. And you can start to hear the difference between this and this. It's a different rhythmic structure. And then you can go through and do that with every song, every melody note in the song. There's 3 notes in each measure. So instead of having this regular so you could have a version that was straight, or you could have a version that was kind of regularly syncopated, that you just did one measure and then adjusted all the others to that. I always wanted students to do is make each measure different, so that maybe it would go. Then you're getting to the point you are exploring the nature of rhythm within an arrangement, where your thumb plays the bass and basically operates like a drummer. It keeps the beat. And you're teaching your fingers to do the other stuff, which is making it more like the human voice would make it. Like if I was singing it, I wouldn't sing, "My grandfather's clock, do, 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 do." You know, it would flow in the same way your speech flows. Just like I wouldn't speak and say, "I will teach you now this tune, blah, blah, blah." You know, so you want the melody to have the sound of the human voice, the roll and cadence that's a little more natural. And that teaches you how to do that. And basically when you're doing that kind of finger picking, you have to just start from the idea that there's only 4 places a note can fit that isn't a bass note. It can either happen at the same time as a low bass, it could happen at the same time as a high bass, because your bass alternates low, high, low, high. It could happen in between a low bass and a high bass, so low, finger, high. And it can happen in between a high bass and the next low bass. And those are the whole 4 possibilities. When you hear somebody playing something that's going, you know, every one of those notes is one of those 4 notes. It's either on a low bass, on a high bass, or in between a low bass and a high bass, or high bass and a low bass. So once you have that idea, you can just go off into the woods and sit by yourself until you figure out any arrangements you want to do. Yeah, that's what I did. You know.
How do you do?
I'm a retired carpenter. I retired at 62 in 1981. I'm 81 years old.
God bless you. It's wonderful.
Thank you. And this is, I've got so much finer made instruments than this. This is a good instrument, no question about it. It's my type of A style.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a mandolin.
Yeah.
And the body style is?
It's A style,
A
Gibson
style?
A style.
Okay. And it's made out of?
Curly maple.
Okay.
Back and sides, plain maple neck, maple inlaid on the peg head.
Is the top spruce also?
The top is fir.
Okay.
And the wood, all the wood is local, Floyd County wood, except the top, and the fir came from West Virginia.
Okay. Do you play the mandolin?
Well, I make a little racket on it sometimes.
All right. Let's hear how it sounds.
I done my playing in my teens.
Okay.
I got married at 21, and 22 years old I hung it up. And I never done any playing hardly at all for about 35 or possibly 40 years. And when I made my first instrument about 1980, and then I started trying to play again, but I never could get back what I had in my youth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear how this instrument sounds. Very nice, thank you. I'm sitting right in front of this, and the sound coming out of it is really clear and nice. Believe me, I'm not any kind of an expert on instruments. I play a banjo and a tenor guitar, but the sound on this mandolin is very nice. It's clear, and it's mellow, and you can really hear it. So, very nice job.
Stanley, tell him what other instruments you build.
Yeah, what else do you build?
I build dulcimers, hammered dulcimers, fiddles, guitars, and mandolins to make the A-style mandolin, to make the flat top mandolin, and to make the F5 style.
Busy man.
And dobro.
And dobro.
dobro.
Yeah, I got in dobro's the last thing I got in.
Now, do you sell these by order, or how do you sell
Well,
them?
hardly ever. I just don't like to work that way. I like to just do what I want to do with what I got to do it with. Somebody hang it up on the wall. If somebody wants to pay the price, I'll let them have it. But
Okay.
I keep
And where do you display them?
in my home.
In your home. Okay. Very good.
Tell him how many instruments you build.
Well, I'll tell you, when I started, I was just going to build one. I didn't know. Well, I was so pleased with that, I decided to build another, and I didn't number that. So I built several, probably up in my teens somewhere, and somebody said one day, well, why didn't you number? I said, I wasn't going to build but one when I started. So I still don't number them, but I got to putting a date on them.
Okay. So how many do you figure total?
I'd say somewhere in my 80s the best.
Wonderful.
I'm not sure, somewhere along.
And no end in sight, right?
Well, I'm still trying to make it.
Okay. What are you building right now?
F5 style mandolin.
If anybody wants more information, do you want us to publish your address or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, you give it to us after we're done, and Patrick will put it up on the screen. For anybody here in their segment, of course, we can do that. Very good.
And I had the pleasure of playing that mandolin before he ever put a finish on it. He brought it by and let me see it and play it a little bit. And we were talking about how the sound might change when the finish was put on it, but I think it sounds better now than it did before it finished.
Did I read the sound correctly? Is my ear okay?
All right.
Good. It's a nice sounding instrument, a nice looking instrument too. Well, keep building them. Thank you
I got a
very
question
much.
for Stanley.
What?
Do you work on one instrument at a time, or do you got a...
One at a time. I'll try two at a time. I can't keep my head going on one.
Sometimes Patrick tries to run two computers at once. That's interesting.
There's a tune on it, Gerald.
Yeah, pick a song.
Okay. You have to get that thumb picked out.
Yeah. I can't play with those pipe picks. They tell me those are the tools of the devil.
Sitting Bull into the South Dakota mountain there.
Crazy horse.
Crazy horse, yeah. To come down here and blast something. Maybe a picture of a big old banjo or something, huh? Yeah. But,
Ned Beatty.
yeah, picture of Ned Beatty. I like that. That's a good idea. We were walking by this room here, one of the many rooms that are filled here at the Cabin Fever Pickin' Party in Williamsburg, and heard this really nice old-time music coming out of it, and come in to meet these folks and do a little bit of a story on it. Banjo player is named Doug, right?
That's right.
Okay. Would you introduce your fellow musicians, tell us a little bit about yourselves and the kind of music you're playing? One thing strikes me with the old-time type music, the bluegrass has a lot of vocals in it. This has relatively few that I've heard here. Want to just
sing a couple tunes.
A lot of vocals.
Oh, yes,
really.
You just didn't hear us do vocals. Doug does a whole lot of vocals.
Am I wrong in that?
Yeah, you're very wrong. He does a whole lot of vocals.
You haven't heard any vocals. You are
Linda
exactly
also
right.
does a lot of vocals.
Okay.
That's right.
But there, you do vocals in this.
Sure, and Jim does too.
Yeah,
He's got some in A.
Well, you'll have to give us one
night.
You guys sound real good. We wanted to come in and give a story. Tell us about yourself a little bit. Introduce your fellow musicians.
Well, we'll start with them. How's that?
Good.
So, and we'll go ladies first. So that's Linda Conlon. And Linda, you can tell them about yourself. You know more about you than I do.
Well, we've been playing with the Rock Ridge Pickers now since 1987. And we've made a couple of tapes, and we've played a lot of gigs, and we've had a lot of fun playing this old time music.
Well, that's very nice. And so when were you born? Take us back to the beginning. All right, well, next to her is her other half.
Yeah, I'm the other half.
Bill Conlon.
And Linda and I live up in Buena Vista, Virginia, and we, like she said, played with the Rock Ridge Pickers, and we're still just out here playing, and today we just happen to be down here jamming with some other friends of Doug's that down here from Richmond, and we're just having a good time. And the rest of the Rock Ridge Pickers just come walking in, so they'll be on, I'm sure he'll get an interview from them in just a minute. And turn it over to Doug from Richmond.
Okay, Jim Anderson on the fiddle. Tell us all about yourself.
Look at the camera,
Just
Jim.
tell
Look
us.
at the camera. Don't be
Tell us about the more significant events in your life.
Jim Anderson from Louisa, Virginia. And, too slow to play bluegrass, so I like the old time. That's about it.
Yep, all right. Keith Prophet.
Well, I'm new to old time, and I like it a lot.
Just joining the group is John Lewis, Natural Bridge.
Play the fiddle.
Rock Ridge Picker.
Raring to go.
Back here on the bass, Marshall Mays. That's right. And that's just about it.
And what we got here now is almost an orchestra.
Yeah, you're right.
Bunch. If you could give us a couple of tunes with the whole bunch here, you pick them, we'll film them, and we'll look forward to publishing it in the Down Neck Gazette. And thank you for sharing your music with us. Anybody want to say anything else while you've got your 15 minutes of fame
I'd like
here?
to thank my mother.
It's been our experience that there's one in every group. Thank God.
Well, I've got a twin brother.
We would
Make some
also,
music, guys.
we'd also like to thank Doug's wife for letting him come.
And for being with the band.
That's right.
Turkey and straw. Golden slippers. G and D.
We're in G right now.
G. Golden slippers.
I'm an old mummer, thank you.
Y'all want to work something out that you both fiddles do? Good.
What?
Golden
G
slippers.
tune.
Red
Golden
wing.
slippers.
Red wing.
How about Red Wing? We were going to play that a while ago and never did do it.
really trusting you here, Pat. If I had my way in this wicked world, if I had my way, that child is so beautiful. Well, Delilah was a woman, she talked fair. She had good looks and cool black hair. Delilah sat on Samson's knee, said, tell me where this strength lies, if you please. She walked so fine, yeah, she talked so fair. Samson said, Delilah, cut off my hair. Shake my head and cleanse my head. My strength comes naturally to me. If I had my way, if I had my way in this wicked world, if I had my way, Lord, I tell you, it's so weird down. Yes, that's in the calls upon the lion's back. You read about the lion, man with his paws. And Samson had his hands up around the lion's jaws. Yeah, look at this, yeah, ain't killing dead. And the bees made a honey in the lion's head. Well, if I had my way in this wicked world, if I had my way, something over there.